Thank you, Jeff, Marlene, administrators, and esteemed colleagues. I am truly honored and humbled to be standing here in front of you today, accepting this tremendous honor. First and foremost, to my Norton family, some of my lifelong best friends. I would not be here today without you. Cheshire is a powerhouse team, and I feel so honored to be a part of it, and I am humbled by this award, knowing the quality of educators we have present in our district. I also want to thank my mom and dad, my first teachers who have led me to this moment. My husband, Marshall, who listens to every school story and whose support at home cannot be overstated. Harper and Ford, I love you. Being your mom and teacher is my favorite job of all. Okay, the emotional part is done. Believe it or not, I've always enjoyed convocation. I appreciate the time, effort, and energy that goes into the costumes, skits, songs, videos, and speeches, and even if they're embarrassing, I pray they continue. I've used this day to fill my bucket, and each year I've walked away feeling inspired by the last speech given by the Teacher of the Year. I was touched by the English teacher from the high school, Megumi, who spoke of receiving the honor of the year, Teacher of the Year, because she knew people, her students. Gina, the high school Spanish teacher's speech about her winning lotto ticket that was never cashed in. Deb's speech about self-efficacy, encouraging her students to believe that they have the knowledge, capacity, and the skills to achieve their goals. And lastly, one that truly touched my heart, Dan Lee's speech about having his Cheshire family after the loss of his son, Ryan. Listening to Dawn's incredible speech last year, I was moved by the magnitude of her impact with her high school students and questioned if I, as a first grade elementary school teacher, could ever possibly make an impact of that enormity with 6 and 7-year-olds. Teaching, unlike many jobs, is cyclical in nature. We have our students for a finite period of time with a known end date. Each year we begin fresh with a steep learning curve in front of us. We work tirelessly to create community, build authentic relationships with students, and help them create meaningful relationships with each other. Along the way, we teach, nourish, and watch them grow. During my years in Cheshire, I have been entrusted with students with significant learning, physical, and emotional needs. This past school year was uniquely eye-opening for me, and my gift as an educator became more clear to me. I have the ability to find something to love in every single child. I had a student with autism who had limited language, difficulty regulating emotions, and explosive tantrums when he became dysregulated. Over time, I came to learn many things about him. He was a mathematical genius, mentally multiplying and dividing numbers into the millions. That his favorite place to talk to his classmates was on the front playground swings while being pushed high as you can, high as you can. His favorite morning activity was musical shakers, and he danced with excellent rhythm. That he could see his feelings and colors in his mind, and that he could not contain his laughter when I read in character like a good old Southern accent. During my time working closely with his mom, I realized that my son, who was also in first grade, and this little boy were born exactly 1 minute apart. I realized that we carried our babies at the exact same moments, gave birth at the same time, kissed them before their first day of school at the same time. I realize now more than ever that my greatest gift is to give all children love, education, acceptance, and an overall positive first grade experience. I've asked myself, What words can I, a first grade teacher, share with all of you that have meaning and can fill your bucket as we embark on this next school year? Last year, I was fortunate enough to see the musical Hamilton. And the play really resonated with me, both as a mother and an educator. In the show, Alexander Hamilton, an imperfect man, tried his best and showed that success and greatness can be achieved while being aligned with your truest values. I found inspiration in the idea of taking a stand, the power of people coming together to fight for a common cause, and its message of hope and perseverance. In order to have success both personally and as a society, we must have a strong foundation. Hamilton vehemently believed that in life, you have to take a stand and you must speak your truth. You cannot simply talk less and smile more. During one of my favorite songs, Dear Theodosia, there are lyrics promising to fight to make the world a better place for our children. I'll make the world safe and sound for you. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. One of my truths is that I care so deeply for my own children, it hurts at times, and I carry working mom guilt. We can relate. When I start to have doubts about if I have my priorities straight, I am reminded that my own children have incredible teachers who are also parents, who also sacrifice time away from their families to give my children the gift of education. Another one of my truths is that I'm a proud educator. I'm proud of the work that I do both inside and outside the classroom. It feels like we are at a turning point in education. There are many loud voices that describe the hardships of education. People who talk about teachers leaving the profession in droves. These past few years have been undeniably challenging. Watching the news can be frightening, and I fear what the future holds for our youth. I find it nearly impossible to identify just one issue that we are currently facing, because there are many problems and they have an impact on our school communities. I understand that unlike Hamilton, we are not tasked with founding a nation. But I would like to take action to make a better society for my children and our future generations. I recently heard about this term, glimmers. They're essentially the opposite of a trigger. Little micro moments in life that bring peace to your nervous system, spark joy to improve your mood, help you feel connected and calmer, provide a sense of safety and relaxation. During troubling and uncertain times, we are like beacons of light for our students, leading them in the right direction, reassuring them, and helping them find glimmers in everyday life. I take such tremendous pride in being part of this profession. As time has passed, I have realized that I, like many educators, am doing my part each and every day that I truly show up for my students. We are keeping our society moving in the right direction. There is not a position in this district that is without value. Primary teachers, that includes you. We are helping to lay the strong foundation that is crucial for the future success of Cheshire students. The last major theme from Hamilton that has stuck with me is legacy. Legacy. It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. For this Teacher of the Year project, I interviewed former students, ranging from 7 years old to 20. Interviewing 10 students brought me so much joy, and I felt as though I had a unique chance to see the seeds that were planted at the very foundation of their education bloom into something beautiful. I'd like to share a video with you at this time.
Hi, Young John.
Hi.
You've had many teachers.
Yeah.
How have they made you feel?
Feel happy
Why?
because teachers loved me.
You've had a couple of teachers now.
Yes.
How have they made you feel?
Happy.
Happy.
I can tell that my teacher is proud of me when I work hard and I help people. Hello, Miss Zukis.
Hi, Vincent. You've had a couple of teachers. How did your teachers make you feel?
Happy.
Why did they make you feel happy?
Because they said, you can be anything. They've made me feel good. They've supported me on my way. And when I'm feeling sad, they say, let's go away.
You've got this, right?
My teachers make me feel useful in the classroom, and they make my ideas feel important.
I think a lot of the teachers had confidence in me, and I really appreciated that, even if maybe sometimes I was a little low in confidence. And I felt like now I have a lot more confidence, and I'm really grateful. I think I had a lot of good opportunities to share my opinion and be a part of the classroom, and I really liked it.
In third grade, COVID hit, and there was it was very different, and those teachers taught me flexibility, because in the later coming years I had to be very flexible. I've had a really good time at Norton School, and I want to thank all my teachers who helped me come along that way.
I had a feeling of I feel like comfort, because I feel like most of the teachers I've been able to connect with on a personal level, which has definitely helped me learn and just be comfortable.
I would say the best teachers I had really just engaged me in the class as well, and they really all had us interested in the same thing. They all had us focused at the same time. It really kind of motivated us to learn what they were teaching rather than just be present for that class. And it kind of drew all our interests in, and it honestly brought us closer as a class, whether we were all super tight as well or whatnot, but I do think that having a good teacher made us closer together.
What kind of impact do you think that's had on you outside the classroom?
I honestly think it's really kind of driven some of my interests outside of school and whatnot. I had a really good environmental science teacher this year, and so now I'm majoring in that, going into college. So that's kind of focused my interests. Also had some good shop class teachers in the high school, also motivated me there. But even in elementary school and whatnot, they always kind of sent me down the right track, I feel like, and just had a lot of fun with my friends and whatnot. So inside and outside the classroom, that's good.
Thinking about your best moments in Cheshire and your best moments in the classroom, favorite teachers that you've had in school, what is the overall feeling that they left you with?
I think it was reassurance about the future, I would say, because as you're getting older, you get more nervous going to middle school and then high school and then college. And I think every year after completing a class or that year in school, I think it was, wow, I feel prepared to move on to the next year.
How do you feel like that contributed to your overall success in, not even just in Cheshire Public Schools, but in the success that you've had?
It just makes me feel that the people that have supported me throughout that whole time, whether it was elementary school, middle school, or high school, like I said, is just put me in a position to have success.
I feel happy because the teachers love me and they teach me.
Vincent. How we make children feel matters. It is my truest belief that the only way forward in our society is through education. I understand the impact an excellent teacher can have. What legacy will you leave? How do you want to be remembered? I will continue to show up for my students, knowing that an educated society is our best hope, and the belief that greatness lies within our students. We as educators are laying that strong foundation that is the framework for excellence in our society. And education is the key to pass on the best possible future to our children. Thank you, and let's have a wonderful year.